Happy Learning Day, Grade 8 learners! Welcome to another episode of Valenzuela Live English class. It's nice to see you again and be a part of your learning journey. Let us not waste the joint effort of the Division Office of Valenzuela and our city government. They do everything to keep you learning amidst this pandemic. I know that some of you have a hard time answering the lessons in your module because of the inability to manage your time in doing your task. Am I right? It resulted in the piling up of tasks that turned out to be complicated and a burden to you. So, to avoid this from happening, make sure that after paying attention as I discuss the lesson, you will be answering the tasks or activities in your module on your own. Before we proceed, let us first check who is with us today. Key in or type hashtag the acronym of your school dash section just like what you see on the screen. And now, sit back, relax, and enjoy learning. Let's get started. For today's session, we will be guided by this most essential learning competency, and this will also be our specific objective. Analyze intention of words or expressions used in propaganda. We will utilize the alternative delivery mode module about propaganda techniques prepared by Dr. Catherine G. Digula, a master teacher from Parada National High School. This lesson will help you learn how to analyze the intention of words or expressions used in propaganda techniques and the different persuasive devices and emphasis markers for persuasive purposes. All right, let us first check how much do you know about our topic for today. For our first activity, I want you to guess or name the product or service based on the tagline. I will give you 5 seconds to think about the answer for each item. Key in your answer in the comment box. So, are you ready? Let's start. Number 1. May liwanag ang buhay. The correct answer is Meralco. So click the heart react if you get it right. Number 2. I'm loving it. Key in your answer in the chat box, and the correct answer is McDonald's. Hit the heart react if you are correct. Number 3. Say no to bad hair days. If your answer is cream silk, hit the heart react because you are correct. Number 4. Taste the feeling. Gain your answer now. If your answer is Coke, click the heart react because you are correct. Let's have the last one. Nakasisiguro, gamot ay laging bago. I know that you are so familiar with this. Key or type in your answer now. And the correct answer is there, mercury drug. Give yourself a round of applause for participating actively in our first activity. You are all amazing. Let me ask you, have you bought and patronized the product or services because of the tagline used by the advertisers? Don't you know that those advertisers use words and expressions that catch our attention and eventually made us buy their products? They use those words and expressions in propaganda. Now, let us find out what propaganda is all about. When we say propaganda, it's here on your screen. It is a form of communication that is aimed at influencing the attitudes, perspectives, and emotions of people or communities towards some cause or position by presenting only one side of an argument. It is usually repeated and presented over a wide variety of media in order to attract the interest of a greater majority. Why do people use propaganda? First is to persuade and entertain, to lead others to believe in an idea, to manipulate their reasons or emotions, to spread ideas in support of a cause, and to dictate your choice by exaggerating the truth. It is also a must that you know who uses propaganda. These are the military, media, manufacturers, advertisers, politicians, you and I. Let us first deal with the words and expressions the writers use to write a propaganda. The writers make sure that these must be appealing to the audience through reason, character, and emotion. And this is possible through the use of emphasis markers. All right, so what are these emphasis markers? Emphasis markers are words and expressions that emphasize a point according to their categories and functions, which are vital to understand and use when writing persuasively. For today, we are going to study 6 emphasis markers with their definitions and examples. Number 1 is rhetorical question. This is the question asked just for effect or to emphasize a point. Look at the example. Who doesn't want success? Here, the writer emphasizes a point that everyone wants success. Everyone wants to be successful. Let's have the next one. Modality. These are words used to indicate the degree to which something is probable. It is certain that if we do not clean the ocean now, our environment will suffer. In the given example, the writer emphasizes his point by using will that shows possibility. Now let us proceed to the next one. Emotive language. It is used to make the reader feel certain emotions. The writer uses words that evoke emotion from the mind of the reader. I have here some words used to elicit emotion. Look at the graph. Okay, we have positive, negative, and value-laden emotions or emotive language. There are thousands of animals at the mercy of our selfishness and disregard for kindness. At the given example a while ago, the writer there emphasized the negative emotions, selfishness, and disregard. He just meant that the writer is begging to us to be kind to animals because their existence lies on our hands. Now the next one is the personal pronoun. Okay, so these are words used to make the reader feel like you are talking to them. For example, we have to work together, especially in these trying times. So what is the pronoun being used here? You are correct. It is we. Now, let's move to the next one. The repetition. Important words or phrases that are used more than once. Example, it is up to us to make a change. It is up to us to make a stand. And it is up to us to make a difference. Looking at this example, what are the phrases being repeated here? Yes, you are right. It is up to us. This phrase is repeated more than once. In fact, it is repeated 3 times. Are you with me? All right, let us have the last one. Exaggeration. When we say exaggeration, it is providing information that is inflated or over the top. Look at this example. The playground will never be clean again if everyone keeps littering like this. Imagine if everyone litters. That's the exaggerated phrase used by the writer. There would have a mountain of trash in the playground if everyone litters. Are you still with me, learners? Will you give me a heart react? Thank you. This time, let us see how these emphasis markers are applied in the different types of propaganda. Remember that in propaganda, it is representing only one side of an argument or an assertion. In short, bias. For today, I will be giving you 6 propaganda techniques. And the first one we have the name calling. As described above, it links a person or idea to a negative symbol. This creates a negative look towards someone or something. The purpose is for you to agree with the one who creates the propaganda. In the example, Burger King is attacking their rival in an insulting way. So the buyers will form a negative view of their opponent. They don't mention who is their rival here, but it is obvious to the buyers who are they referring to. It is very common nowadays. Politicians and social media make use of this. That's why be wise. Don't just believe to a one-sided story. Do the research. Next is the glittering generalities. It links a person or idea to a positive symbol. Most likely, it is the opposite of name calling. The goal of this is to create a favorable impression in the minds of the readers. Look at this example. Things go better with Coke. It is impressive, right? If things could go better, then someone will drink Coke, and I will drink Coke as well. All right, let's move to the next one, which is transfer. Associating a respected person or idea with whatever is being promoted. In the example, Obama there is the person which is associated with hope to the Americans. So next is testimonial. It is seeking support for an idea or product by having it endorsed by a famous person. If my favorite actor or actress is the one endorsing the product, I will buy or use it as well. Okay, the next one, plain folks. Users of this product or proponents of this course of action are simple, down-to-earth people like you and me. In this commercial, the users of this product are simple, down-to-earth people. The idea of the writer here is to make the reader or viewer to be one of the people in the propaganda. Next, we have the card stacking. It only presents information which is favorable to the person, cause, or product. It makes something or a product look better by highlighting its benefits. Here, it says that it shows the benefit that the chicken they are selling has 0 trans fats, but hides the truth about the other possible food contents which is bad to our health. Next is the snob appeal. Here, only the richest, most important, or most discerning people like this idea or product. Just like the example here, it is obvious that only the richest can afford the product. Okay, can you see the word panache? Panache is a stylish, original, and very confident way of doing things that make people admire you. It is also an ornamental tuft, especially on a helmet. Let us move to the next one. Bandwagon. Everybody's in favor of it. Join the crowd. Look at this example. Because everybody is enjoying it, so I will buy it also. You simply join the people who are patronizing the said product. Now, to sum up what we have discussed today, we learned that propaganda is a form of communication that is aimed at influencing the attitudes, perspectives, and emotions of people or communities towards some cause or position by presenting only one side of an argument. Propaganda has a lot of techniques such as name calling, glittering generalities, transfer, testimonial, plain folks, card stacking, snob appeal, and bandwagon. And for us to write an effective propaganda, we also learned about the emphasis markers, which are words and expressions that emphasize a point according to their categories and functions. which are vital to understand and use when writing persuasively. We learned 6 emphasis markers such as rhetorical question, modality, emotive language, personal pronoun, repetition, and exaggeration. This time, let me check if you understood the lesson about propaganda techniques. I am giving you 5 seconds to think about the answer for each question on the screen. Okay, type your answers in the chat box. Number 1. You saw a TV personality, Angel Luxine, ordering in a fast food chain. What propaganda technique is being employed? Type your answer in the chat box. And the correct answer is plain folks. Number 2. One group attempts to influence the behavior or opinions of another for a particular agenda. What is it? Again, one group attempts to influence the behavior or opinions of another for a particular agenda. And the correct answer is propaganda. Next. You will be left out if they don't join the crowd. Again, you will be left out if they don't join the crowd. And the correct answer is bandwagon. Next. Showing the product's best features, telling half-truths, and omitting or lying about its potential problem. What is it? It is showing the product's best features, telling half-truths, and omitting or lying about its potential problem. The correct answer is card stacking. Next, what is the emphasis marker used for this statement? We heal as one. Again, what is the emphasis marker used for this statement? We heal as one. And the correct answer is personal pronoun. Did you get them all correct? Give yourself an amazing clap. Are you having fun? Good. I know that you have some questions in mind during the discussion. Feel free to type or key in your questions in the comment box. We are giving you a minute to do that. Your time starts now. Time is up. Let me read the first question handed by our moderator. Thank you, ma'am. The first question is from Bignay National High School. What is the primary purpose of propaganda? Thank you for this very relevant question. The purpose of propaganda is to influence the readers' or viewers' opinions and behavior rather than communicating the truth about something. Let's say, for example, these candidates running for national election are not known to us personally. What they did to arouse the awareness and interest of the voters is through an effective propaganda. Because of this propaganda, that we often hear and read in any forms of communication, we get to know the candidates. That is why we need to be wise. Think critically in choosing the right person for the post. Let us move on to the next question from 20 Reales National High School. The question is, what effect has propaganda had on people? Propaganda can change people's opinion. In this digital world, people can easily participate in political conflicts right at the comfort of their homes. This can lead to breaking of connections between friends and families whose opinions differ. That is why, my dear students, learn to filter information from what you hear and read. I know that most of you spend most of your time on different digital platforms. Be a responsible digital citizen. Maintain that constant critical thinking so that you will not be easily influenced by this propaganda. Let me have the last question for today, which comes from Bagbagin National High School. What is the function of emphasis markers in persuasive writing? Persuasive writing is concerned primarily in convincing the reader at any cost. Various appeals are used to manipulate the reader. Persuasive writing has a definite bias or lack of objectivity. Its function is to change the mind of the reader or to move the reader to action. To persuade is usually the primary purpose in a piece of writing. The author may supplement the persuasive purpose with any of the other purposes. But when combined with other purposes, the persuasive purpose rises to the top. I hope that this lesson helps you a lot in deepening your understanding in analyzing the intention of words or expressions used in propaganda. Your subject teachers will help you better understand the scope of this lesson. Don't fail to attend the follow-up discussion tomorrow. I hope that everything is clear. Now that the DOH has been announcing that COVID cases is now decreasing, this is a good sign that this pandemic is coming to its end. Let us remain disciplined and follow health protocols. Let us continue to support the effort of the City Government of Valenzuela and DepEd Valenzuela's battle cry, whatever the situation is, education must continue. This has been your live streaming teacher, Sandra Leona Pasha, saying, be safe, be blessed, and be productive. I hope to see you again in the next episode of Valenzuela Live. Bye!